Most businesses realize the advantage of the cloud and really want to move there. But sometimes there are obstacles in the way that prevent that move. These could come in the form of customizations that aren't yet ready for the cloud, or maybe the customer would just like to have a hybrid environment for a while before they fully commit. My name is Zach Anderson, one of the developers of the Cloud Connector app by SwissSalary. The Cloud Connector enables moving part of a customer's business to the cloud while keeping the rest of the core accounting data on premises and keeping that data in sync. It does this by making use of web services in the on-premises system, allowing any table in the cloud to be mapped to any web service endpoint on-prem. Let's take a look at how you can set up and run the Cloud Connector. One of the goals we had while developing the Cloud Connector was to include support for as many situations as possible. So when you open the setup page, in addition to the web service base URL, you'll also be prompted for the web service type and the authentication mode. If your on-premises instance is prior to NAV 2018, then you'll need to choose OData v3. If it's 2018 or later, you can choose OData v4. Then choose your authentication mode that fits your scenario. Now, in most cases, you probably don't want to expose your entire data to the whole world. One option you have is to use the SwissSalary proxy. Enabling this will securely route all web requests through an internal service so that you only need to allow a few IP addresses into your on-premises environment. Once you enter your credentials, choose Check Web Service Connection to verify a successful connection to the on-premises system. Once the basic setup is complete, it's time to choose which companies and which entities will be synchronized. On the Cloud Connector management page, choose Configure Connected Companies. From this page, you can select which companies to enable for synchronization and, more importantly, how to map the companies between the two systems, which may be important if the company naming is different. The most critical piece of the Cloud Connector is how you configure the entities. An entity is just a single table in Business Central Online that is connected to a web service endpoint in the on-premises environment. Each entity specifies a synchronization direction, that is, a source, where is the data coming from, and a target, which side is the data going to. In addition, each entity has a field mapping associated with it. That means which fields in the table, in the cloud, map to which fields in the web service on-prem. You can let the Cloud Connector populate this automatically by choosing Reset Fields to default. We recommend that you review each of these fields before running the Cloud Connector just to make sure everything is configured correctly. Finally, it's time to run the Cloud Connector, which can be run at any time from the Cloud Connector management page. Just choose Run Connector Now. You can check the status of the run in the fact box area. If you want to see more detail about which tables and even which records are being synchronized, you can show those details as well.